So we're here with Coach O'Brien of the men's track and field team after a 4th place finish at the Atlantic 10 Championships. Coach, what stood out about your team this weekend in a pretty impressive performance?
Yeah, it was an impressive performance, and I think the thing that stood out the most was that everything was an enthusiastic performance. We came determined to do real well, to have the start of a nice conclusion of our season, and their enthusiasm and their determination to pull a lot of things out of adversity and make some outstanding performances across the board was the two things that stood out for me.
Now talk a little about the environment. It was pretty electric here all weekend. Great support from the local fans and friends, the family community here.
Yeah. The conference has really grown a lot in the last 3 years. Several years ago when it was first formed, the rivalries that exist now didn't exist then. And performances are great, and the good scores, the team championship was fine, but people have really started to form some rivalries now, and they point their year toward a meet like this. So when you come, you got to have your A game. And it's always good to have your A game, especially if you're home. And I got to think that the hometown crowd at least was worth 15 to 20 points for us.
Now, this is kind of a series of starting of championship meets with the New Englands and IC4As coming up. Are you going to be able to carry this momentum into those 2 championship meets?
I got to think that's obviously a real possibility. I know the guys plan to do that. We look at the last month of our season as something that's special and a lot more important than the first couple of months. So I know that's on their radar screen. I think it's going to take us a couple of days to come down from the enthusiasm, the competitiveness, the tough conditions we competed under. But this will be a big boost in confidence, big boost in morale. In the middle of the week, I think we'll start to pick up again. And we're still 2 weeks away from our best spots, I think.
Well, you deserve the rest, Coach. Congratulations. That was head coach of the men's track and field team, Ken O'Brien. A 4th place finish here at the Atlantic 10 Championship. Senior jumper Brian Miller. Brian, you were just named Atlantic 10 Field Performer of the Year. What does that honor mean for you? Pretty prestigious honor here.
It means the world. I mean, I'll see people like previous years going up getting that award, and just kind of like imagine like getting it, but I never actually thought that it would happen.
Now, coming into the meet, you set a school record, a pretty high height, I guess you could say. Did you exceed your own expectations this weekend?
Oh yeah, I never thought I'd be able to jump 7 feet. I mean, people earlier in the week would joke around about it, and it's like, oh yeah, maybe, kind of like brush it off, and then it happened. I was like, wow. Never really would have thought that actually happened.
Now, down at the high jump, when you set that mark, it was a pretty wild and electric environment down there. Did that propel you to maybe a higher height?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if I would have jumped that high without it, to be honest with you. My heart was racing, like, with all those people, my friends, family. It was amazing.
So, congratulations, Brian, on a job well done. It's Brian Miller, Most Outstanding Field Performer of the Year in the Atlantic 10 Conference, breaking a school record this weekend here in Amherst.